This is exactly, and this is a quick, I might go on a little tirade or rant. Probably not a tirade. I am a little emotional, but I'll try to keep my emotions in check. I'll keep them in a bottle, if you will. But anyway, I got this video from Imgoing2LoveYou, which is a really creepy name. Anyway, he wanted me to approve some video to TheCameraEye11, which, as you can probably tell, I'm not, because I don't agree with everything you said, just like I don't agree with everything TheCameraEye11 said. But I do get his point. The thing that I was actually doing, because it seems like nobody wants to deal with actual numbers and facts, not the exceptions and, possibilities and things like that. Not that I'm trying to destroy dreams or anything like that, because I'm all about the possibilities and what it may become. I'm very imaginative on that front. That's what you're saying, like, don't you want to live in this new world, this new mindset? I'm going to love you. Yeah, I understand that. Being a creator of electronic entertainment, I definitely have that kind of viewpoint. But reality comes in. And your video to me has nothing to do on what he said specifically. You did attack certain points, but I gotta tell you, nothing you said resonated with me and made me feel that you gave a convincing argument on what he said. Now, like I said, not everything he said was true, but for the most part, what he was saying was right. From my experience and your experience and some of these girls' experience, it may be different depending on where you live in your interactions. I can give you my credentials because you won't seem to give yours, which I would have loved to hear, but my credentials as far as coming up with this generality is that I've been to Asia many, many times. I have all types of Asian friends, from Japanese, Thai, Korean, Vietnamese, things like that I've known since 1995. So from 1995 onward, even till now. Remember that shit that was going on in Beijing, where the Olympics was, and I don't know if you remember the controversy about them trying to keep black people out of the clubs and out of things like that. I was caught up in that. Got me and the brothers and sisters a little upset. We didn't raise attitude. We were just like, really? This is really shocking, And, one thing you're not doing is just, like, my whole video is a statement, is a comment. And you turned it into this adversarial thing where you were trying to be right, like you're some kind of guru, like you got words from the Dalai Lama himself, or, you're like some prophet running through Pompeii before Mount Vesuvius explodes and turns all the people into ash and they're frozen in time, and if they only listen to me. It sounds kind of very condescending. Now, you might be intellectually, spiritually, metaphysically aware, much more than common people or certain people. But you should realize that maybe you should have seen that some of what he's saying is right, because there are 1 billion people in China. 1 billion people. Have you ever been to and we're talking about Asian men all over. We're not talking about American Asians. Now, the thing is that those numbers are changing. There are, of course, more Asian men. Like, I have one of my closest friends right now. He's American Japanese. He's like 3rd or 4th generation, right? He actually likes black women. It's hard for him to find a black woman that likes him, though. But he's a pretty cool guy. He's just an awesome artist and things like that. We've worked on some projects together and things like that. But he's an American or European where they have more exposure, and they tend to brush off the shackles of Kind of like what you're trying to talk about, new ways of thinking, And there's nothing wrong with that. That's actually growing, But for the most part, if you're going to go with the whole entire globe of Japanese men, Korean men, Thai men, Vietnamese men, and Chinese men, they, for the most part, just like he said, Asian men and black women do not mix. Correct. Are there exceptions to the rule? Of course. Just like I could say this. Asian women do not mix with black men. Is that correct? Yes, because you can do the same numbers. There are just more numbers of Asian women with black men. And that goes all the way back to World War II. I mean, even Tiger Woods, we know he's a product of an Asian mother. And when his father was in service, I mean, we're talking about what way back in Vietnam and stuff like that. But there were GIs, white and black, who had Japanese wives in World War II or Asian wives and things like that. I know it's military, but still counts. Still counts. Now, what I would have been impressed by if you were so, into enlightening him is taking some of his points and being more collaborative, right? But what really also turned me off too about your video is your condescending sir. But sir, you see, sir, no. Don't make it adversarial, Like this right here. I'm not saying you're right. I'm not saying he's right. There's some things you're saying that I agree with. Some things he's saying he's agreeing with. And that's the thing about opinion. It's like us all getting ice cream. Somebody asked me, you want chocolate or vanilla? It's almost saying like white or black. I say strawberry, and they look at me like, what's wrong with chocolate? What's wrong with vanilla? Things like that. It's a decision made, but it is still a part of the ice cream. You know what I mean? It's a choice. And he is right. If you've ever been to Asia, if you've dealt with a lot of Asian men, and I'm in that industry where there are tons, technology and electronic technology at that, they are pretty much into their own women, Asian women, and white girls. That's like their biggest fantasy right there. Some of the newer ones that are growing up that have, freed themselves of this mindset, are branching out. And there's nothing wrong with that. But what he is saying in some aspects is true. And I will back him up on that. I got his back on that. So, your weird, creepy name, your video did not compel me or did not inspire to be a part of this new utopia, this new Shangri-La, this new Nirvana, on and on and on, right? This new Mecca. Anyway, this is exactly, I'm out.